hot take, Fall of Cybertron was ass.
Do something like the Halo Master Chief Collection and just put like Devastation, Darkspark, Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron all in like the same bundle, kind of.
Oh, could you imagine we go back to Cybertron and then like for the whatever the wave-based mode, we actually get the escalation maps remade on Cybertron?
Oh, no, don't even start with that, bro. Because I feel like something that a lot of people want is kind of like an interactable kind of environment in that way. And I feel like being able to kind of interact with your environment by picking up cars, throwing it at enemies, things like that would be quite beneficial to like kind of immersing you into the world.
Yeah, but like given the fact that we know like cars and tanks and stuff like that are destructible alongside like lampposts and like barricades, makes sense that you'd be able to just pick them up and lob them. Because it's literally exactly like the DS games, like the Transformers DS games. You could just pick up cars and the rest of it. Oh god damn, you could even pick up lampposts if I remember correctly, like dead ass. You could pick them up and just throw them at shoppers and stuff like that with like soft lock on. So they could definitely do that in this game, considering those same objects that were destructible and like lobbable, I guess, in that game are exactly in Reactivate, from the damn lampposts to the vehicles. So,
dude, I need to be able to pick you up and just throw you at the brutes.
Oh my, if you could pick up other players, that'd be wild.
That'd be awesome.
That would kind of work with the revive mechanic as well. Like if considering you can like res your friends and self-res, you could probably drag someone else.
I feel like the gameplay along with that, just like in how smooth the driving kind of is in the UE5 kind of stuff, is really what's going to sell the game in my opinion. It's not really going to be the story. I feel like it's just going to be the Warframe-esque gameplay of how fast-paced and intriguing it is.
They've currently got like the Warframe self-res thing where you go still. I think they should make it like Destiny where you can just crawl around like an absolute like a dog. Just you're just crawling around. I need a res. I'm freaking just like on the floor begging for a res, or I guess a reboot in this case. That'd be funny. They could totally do that.
Do you know if we have like a set amount of times we can go down in a mission, like kind of a Destiny, how you have like 3 lives or 3 revives? Because I know like that's how it is in Destiny, like Nightfalls. You have a set amount of time that you can, or times you can revive other players, and after that you just have to spectate.
I remember the old documentation giving like soft cap limits, but that was just all like technical in documentation for what they wanted to do. I can't remember in game. Let me double check. I got it right here. 9 was the limit on this. It was you hold it.
9 revives?
You held down shift to reboot. No, that's cap. You pressed C on keyboard. You press C to reboot, and you had 9 available. But that could have just been like dev build stuff, but
yeah,
maybe that means
I feel like 9 is kind of taking away the challenge.
Perhaps could also be like you get like more revives for like the campaign. Because like think of it like, or at least in like Division, you had like, say if you did harder end activities. I think even Destiny has this. It's been a while since I played it, but you have like stripped reses and stuff like that. At least I'm thinking like in terms of Destiny, I'm just thinking Trials. Of Trials, you only had like one self res.
Yeah.
But
that kind of reminds me. I do hope Reactivate has like. I know it would be really unbalanced and like kind of dumb, but PvP, like I feel like it sadly turned out like Warframes is, because no one plays Warframes PvP just because of how bad it is, and it's just not fun.
That's why I don't
but
want.
I feel like Reactivate, a lot of people are expecting it from Reactivate.
It's because people want the old Transformers games. Yeah, that's why I don't want
and
it.
I don't blame them. I mean, that's what they grew up with.
Yeah, but this is no different than Destiny and Division. 2 perfect examples. Division has completely failed it, and Destiny has been proven to fail it time and time again. It just doesn't work, because unless you're going to have separated balancing, which is the only way it's ever worked in any period of any game, no dev team does it, because you have to get an entirely separate dev team to manage PvP on its own with separate balancing. The amount of time, effort, money, it's just not worth it. Like, I would rather have no PvP and then not have to suffer the consequences that every other game that has had it will include than deal with that. I say that as a PvP player.
Having no PvP also like kind of makes us more engaged in the PvE aspect, because they can focus more on fine-tuning and perfecting.
It means you don't have to worry about some weapon being like nichely overpowered in like PvP, or vice versa. Like in Destiny, like the mountaintop, that was a PvE pinnacle weapon, PvP pinnacle weapon, but it was absolutely god tier in PvE. Like all the speedrunners ran it, DPS, it was just crazy. But like that was made for PvP, so like it's weird the other way around. But even nonetheless, you had like vice versa. Like if you don't have separated balancing, it just screws with everything. Like it's just bad. It can can have some fun with it now and again, but like overall changing metas, it's just like a shit show. Like it just doesn't work, period. It'd be better if they just did something where it was like class based, something akin to like the War for Cybertron games. Division had its main Dark Zone, but then they also in Division 2 had a PvP mode where they did implement soft caps on classes with their gear score and stats, where they like leveled stuff into like a certain spec range. So like nobody, like if someone had like a min-max build, it would get brought down. It basically compressed the stat range to like as some form of balancing. Yeah, but even then it doesn't work because it's just not fun. It's just like jank. Cause like, what's the point of playing the game then if it's a looter shooter and you're grinding out this high-end max gear loot, and then what, you get compressed or just straight up can't use it? Huh? No, like nobody's gonna want to do that. IMO, just like don't do PvP and just bring back the Cybertron games. Just like remake them or some shit dead ass. Like just bring them back as like a PvE like alternate or like a PvE substitute alternative for PvP. That way Reactivate stays PvE, right? That's its substitute and it's like genre. It stays in that zone, that bubble. And then you've got the other.
If you want PvP, you can just go back to the remake or remasters.
I mean, those games were goats and like time-told class. There's a reason why Reactivate's movement and core mechanics are based off War for Cybertron. There's a reason for it because they were that good. And especially nowadays, Reactivate, or not Reactivate, War for Cybertron back in the day was like technically it's a hero shooter, right? Those weren't exactly popular back in the day. I know obviously TF2 being the exception, but that's the exception of exceptions. But nowadays people love playing like the Apexes, Overwatches, Valorant.
Battle Royales.
Yeah, character shooters or hero shooters now are mega popular with all these abilities and stuff. So like, War for Cybertron would fit in easily. Hell, if they remade it, just add in some new cut content or something, or even just remake them just in general. Like you don't even have to add anything.
Something they should do is like do something like the Halo Master Chief Collection and just put like Devastation, Darkspark, Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron all in like the same bundle kind of.
I would just say War and Fall, to be honest. Like Devastation's on a different engine.
There's a lot of people who want Devastation though.
I mean, I guess, but
just like one launcher that just kind of brings you to.
That'd be so much work though. I feel like if they just did like War and Fall, because those two like.
Yeah, but then you're leaving out such a massive like kind of part. Transformers games.
I mean, I get those could come out at a later date.
Me personally, I like Devastation more than the Cybertron games. It's more fun that way.
I don't really. I'm the opposite. I want the Cybertron games over Devastation. I can skip Devastation. I really don't care that much about Devastation. I mean, it looked good. It was cool, but like over the Cybertron games, nah. Every day I'll take.
I feel like it's just easier to sit down and just have fun on Devastation than it is for the Cybertron games. You can do it like really any day of the week. You just have fun.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of it.
When I load up the Cybertron games, I don't feel that.
I'm thinking of it on the perspective of like having a parallel like yin to yang for Reactivate. You can have your cool PvE game, and then you have that PvP and single player story. Like obviously Reactivate's going to have its story, but like if you just want that,
wouldn't that take away a lot of kind of like the spotlight for Reactivate?
Nah, because there's
going to be so many people that automatically see Reactivate as a looter shooter. If they hate looter shooters, they're automatically not going to try Reactivate because they have Fall of Cybertron to go to.
Yeah, but exactly, that's the key point though. They don't like looter shooters, so they were never going to stick around for Reactivate. It's a different class.
Yeah, but then that's their only choice of playing a Transformers game. They have to play that if they want a Transformers title.
Yeah, but if they don't like looter shooters, they're not going to stick around anyway. I mean, it is what it is. They're not going to stick around if they don't like the game. Right?
Sag.
Like someone who doesn't like playing like a competitive shooter isn't going to continue playing, say, like Counter-Strike, because they like playing like say they played like, I don't know, Counter-Strike like Condition Zero campaign. They were like, oh, I like the campaign of Counter-Strike. Yeah, they're not going to be playing CS competitive multiplayer if they don't like competitive. Be no different than Reactivate. It's a grind game. They're not going to continue playing it if they don't want to play that game in the first place. Right, maybe exception being casuals, but casuals are a completely different breed of player. They'll just about play and do anything that they want. They're not really like your hardcore player base, right? I would consider like PvP players like separate. There are like obviously casual PvP players, but like people who are like dead set on it. I don't think they would want PvP and Reactivate. I don't think they'd want another subpar experience like that. Not if you gave them like War for Cybertron and like Fall of Cybertron. Yeah. I think they would take that any day of the week, especially if they came as like a remastered like jig. modern consoles, updated for PC, unlocked frame rate, fixed physics, updated textures, lighting, throw it on like
Frame rate
UE5.
alone would the frame rate on like unlimited, that would immediately make me play again because I can't stand a 30 FPS.
See, that's why War for Cybertron is goated on PC. That's why like I would rather play War for Cybertron on PC any day of the week over Fall. Fall is just so bad because you either have to play it 30 or you have to deal with broken physics, where there's the uncapped FPS mode for War. It just makes it
It's
so
gonna
much
be
better.
so nice to have its own like have Reactivate as an actual modern game now. It's like you have all these options with settings and shit like you
Oh
didn't have
yeah,
back then.
or the
You did
nanite
not have all of
lighting,
this back then. Oh, it's gonna be so nice.
nanite lighting, ray tracing.
Ray
Like,
tracing in a Transformers game, dude, that's gonna look insane.
I mean, it already looks insane with nanites. God
Yeah.
forbid they do get ray tracing to like fully integrate and work. Oh my god. It would look insane, especially with like, I mean, nanites already have reflection off the lights and the water and like the metal of the transformer. It's just insane. Let alone with all the status effects popping off and like energon abilities, it's going to be crazy.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'd like to see like War in Full remade, especially War.
Now, does First Ascendant have ray tracing and that kind of stuff? I'm sure it does. It's UE5. It's like similar to Reactivate.
I think I haven't played too much of First Ascendant. I know it has like DLSS integration. I can't remember off the top of my head if it has ray tracing. I don't think it does.
Really?
No, I think it might have some form of global illumination though, which is basically like real time. It's basically the equivalent of ray tracing, but it runs really, really heavy. It's basically just missing the algorithm. I could be wrong though. I can't remember off the top of my head. I played it all for all of 5 minutes.
It is crazy though how similar those two games are. My
Yeah,
God, dude.
it
It
is
is like
wild.
a copy and paste. I swear to God, it's just one's better than the other.
Yeah, Reactivate is better than First Ascendant
Yeah.
because it's not some third party
And plus, I
weeb.
feel like the movement for First Ascendant is just such a like you want to play something else when you move around. It's
But it's
just
just
not
so
that fun.
jank. There's like
Yeah.
people said
And
it.
it's kind of bad when your main selling point is that it's in UE5, and that's the only like big selling point is that it's the first next gen looter shooter at UE5. That was legit their biggest marketing ploy.
Yeah. The movement's just like really stiff. The combat is really like stiff and uninspired. It's just like it's
And then
just
you look at
like
Reactivate, and it flows, dude. It flows so nice.
yeah. Like even in its like base, like unfinished state, it's better by comparison. God forbid when it's finished and like truly polished.
I am very glad they don't have sprint in Reactivate. That's
Yeah.
like,
I'm glad
thank
that
God.
was taken out. Or at least I think. I can't remember in like old screenshots. I know we used to have like crouching, but like that's removed as well. Unless it was ever in the first place. I only remember it from being in oh, what was it? Screenshots for keybinds. I think it might be in the old Certain Affinity games, but I know it's changed now.
I saw it literally earlier. It's like it was called ducking.
Yeah, that was it. But nah, no
So I guess you
crouching.
can't
It's like it's
teabag
literally like
anymore.
War for Cybertron, which I'm so glad. Because like
Yeah.
hot take, Fall of Cybertron was ass. Just gonna say it.
Oh man, starting the war
Bruh, it
now.
was ass. Bro, there's
Man, starting the
nobody can tell me that adding sprint was a good
Here it
idea.
goes.
Sprint was a dog shit idea because it underpins and undermines the entire transformation mechanic. The mechanic linked to the IP of the game itself, the core
That is
IP,
fair.
transform, your vehicle mode. What is your vehicle mood? Mood? I'm tilted, bro. Nah, it's just so bad. You transform for vehicle mode and then you use that as your sprint. It's your movement, it's your traversal. You want to traverse in your vehicle mode. That's what it's there for. That's literally what the IP intended it for, besides like obviously being stealth and blending in. It's your traversal. When you have sprint and you can sprint as fast or near as far, like what? Why? It means you do like some normie can just come in and just sprint the entire game, right? Unless like you're a sequel, you need to like boost over a bridge. They're just going to hell, you could literally just sprint and dash over anything. Why
Yeah.
even transform? It's a wasteful mechanic. There's no reason to have it because it
don't think
underpins the transformation mechanic.
sprinting. I don't even think that game had it.
Sprinting is just ass. There's just no reason for it. Literally no reason.
I am glad they got rid of it and Reactivate. It legit incentivizes transforming.
This the only people who like sprinting are like, I swear to God, new gen players. Like, has nobody ever played like Doom or like Counter-Strike and stuff like that? It's like you don't need sprinting in a game to make it good, right? Those games with old games have proved this time and time again, and War for Cybertron is a testament. They got it right the first time around. They just added it in later to just add it. I swear to God, like they just added it just to make it somewhat different, so it didn't just
for
look
innovation. It's pointless innovation, in my opinion.
Yeah, literally, it's overcomplication for no reason. It's like changing the YouTube layout or the Discord like icon on your phone.
It's changed just for the sake of change.
Literally. And it just underpins the mechanic. It just makes it worse in every way. Like, I honestly don't care. There is no way anyone will prove me like wrong on that. Because just from a design
I do think
perspective,
like,
it's
getting
bad.
rid of the crouching and Reactivate kind of sucks though. I feel like that would be a good mechanic just for the teabagging, honestly.
See, I'm gonna hit you with another one for like the only reason it was worth it in Fall of Cybertron is because of stealth. That's it. If there's gonna be no stealth, there's no reason to have a crouch. I'm sorry, there's not. Like, why would you? War for Cybertron didn't.
Because it's fun, dude.
Yeah, but like you don't need to. I mean, if there's gonna be no, I mean, yeah, okay, you could teabag in PvE, but like,
yeah,
I don't really care that it's gone.
Snipe your ass, dude. I'm gonna fucking teabag you.
It simplifies the controls and the combat mechanics. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I don't really care if crouch is in or not. It could be added. It's not really gonna. Okay, if crouching comes back, we have to have sliding. Right, that's the one key caveat.
Sliding in a Transformers game.
Yeah, yeah. If you have crouching, you've got to have like tactical like slide. That's it. Because that's the only reason I could think why you'd have it. You'd have like an energon boost slide, right? Akin to like
I mean, that would then just boost. You can just jump and boost forward.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why crouch again is another useless feature, because the only thing you really link it into is either stealth, right? Or you link it into like sliding as a new modern gen mechanic. But you don't need that because we have boost. We have our dash in the game, which is our key dodge mechanic. So you don't need to slide. You could have sliding in there as well, but why? It's kind of pointless, right? Because otherwise we're just turning this into another Suicide Squad where we're just having like additional mechanics and complications for like new players for no reason, right? There's no reason. Right, and you could say, oh, Warframe had sliding and it's their whole traversal mechanic with like the jump dashing and stuff. Yeah, but we have transformations and dodging. That's our key movement, right? Simple as. We have energon boosting in our vehicle modes, which is basically nitrous for anyone. It's like nitrous from Need for Speed, basically. You have an energon bar and you can just boost. It's literally like War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. You just have that energon overcharge boost that you use in vehicle mode.
Dude, and then you got the drifting in alt mode. Oh, the drift. Yeah. They nailed that shit. They nailed it.
It's so smooth. I'm so glad it's so smooth. Good. It's like butter. It really is. Like, it's basically...
I don't think I've ever seen like much better drifting mechanics than what we saw, honestly.
It literally feels like the base mechanics of the game are War for Cybertron, but modernized. It's like you took the original Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2, right, on the old IW4X engine, and then you look at, like, say, Modern Warfare 2 2022, 2023. Yeah. It's like that. Like, you took the base and you just modernized it entirely. Like, super smooth, super keyed in, tight. It's just so much better. Like, I was really like worried that the game would be like really stiff or something. Like they would try and make it realistic. I mean, that's the
problem with a lot of games nowadays, though, is how like stiff the movement and how like there's no flow. Because like Suicide Squad, a lot of the time, like what's Harley Quinn, for example? Harley Quinn, dude, she is so slow. And then you have characters like Boomerang where you want to play them just because they're faster. Same with First Ascendant, like Bunny, right? Bunny's the fastest character, and since it's a pure PvE game, Bunny, you're obviously going to pick her because she's faster, and that's what you want in that kind of game. You want to go as fast as possible.
Everyone loves high-end movement. Everyone is addicted to high-end movement and like OP characters and hero shooters. That's like the new meta of video games. lots of
Yeah,
abilities
so
and fast movement.
that completely gets rid of the choice of playing as any other character, in my opinion. Because why would I play as Harley Quinn when I have Boomerang or when I have Mrs. Freeze with the new like gameplay mechanics that she has, creating ice bridges, and that's much faster than swinging on a grappling hook. And like with Bunny, right? Why would I pick the tank character if I can zoom around the map?
Yep. I mean, I guess you could go back to like people playing like tank, DPS, and healer classes. There, certain people will like to play other classes, but considering Reactivate seems to have dumpstered that in its entirety, like that used to be we had that back in like OG documentation. They wanted to do like a weird
Yeah, they had
class
like
trio system.
they had like the
Yeah, the
defender and like whatever.
well, it
It
was
was like
basically
medic.
the original like MMO trilogy. You had DPS, healer, and tank. It was like
Yeah.
offense, defense, and like support. I think they had or something. Oh no, I can't remember.
Something I was curious about is if they have like you know how like you can switch your arm and like or switch the camera view and it would switch the arm of what you're shooting from in like War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know if Reactivate was planning on keeping that.
Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
I
I
can't
think it does
remember
have
if
it.
we have that.
I think they do have it.
Do they?
They might. Maybe not actually. I don't know off the top of my head. I can't remember. I want to say they do. My gut one says they do. I mean, it's been done. Like Division has had it and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
you can do over the shoulder. That's been done. Right. So like, there's not really any reason they couldn't not do it. Right. There's no technical limitations to it.
Because I know that's a feature that a lot of people on like especially Twitter and like fans of those games really want back.
Yeah,
And I know some of the people really want like escalation and shit. Oh, I
yeah,
would
but
like
we
that from
already
Rise of the Resistance.
escalation is basically
They have a
guaranteed.
horde mode. They have like the tower, right? It's like called what is
Oh,
it?
I
It's like
think
Energon Harvest.
yeah, and then they also had like division strongholds and stuff like that. I mean, it's a PvE
Yeah,
game. We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have wave based stuff. It's just a guarantee.
Avengers did it.
It,
Avengers did it, my boy.
it's a literal guarantee. It's been done in every MMO looter like ever made. I'm pretty sure. So that's like guaranteed as a staple. That'd be kind of cool though if like we got like a. Oh, could you imagine we go back to Cybertron and then like for the whatever the
Dude.
wave based mode, we actually get the escalation maps remade on Cybertron.
Oh no, don't even start with that, bro. Don't
Oh
even start
my.
with that.
I'm gassing the community up on Cope right now. That would be crazy.
Bro.
But
That
that'd
would
be a
be a
cool
sick like
homage.
revival for TFR though. If like if the game was going like a little bit downhill and losing popularity, return to Cybertron DLC. Oh my.
Bruh, yeah, and then pair it with like special skins if you like pre-order the
Oh,
remasters of War for Cybertron and Fall. Could you imagine?
you get exclusive
Oh
skins for
my god,
Reactivate.
bruh. Everyone will be copping those games, getting the exclusive skins, and then
Bro.
playing the PV mode in Reactivate. That'd be crazy.
That's such a good idea to have like bring back escalation maps for Reactivate. That
Right?
is such a good idea.
I'm actually giga brain, bruh. Even if the game flopped on launch, that could revitalize, bro.
Yeah,
Easy.
just because it has ties with the Cybertron games.
And
And those
then
games bear so much weight.
all you gotta do, easy peasy clap right, to foreshadow, once you've gone to Cybertron location, like start of the season, all you do is look up into the skybox and you see like a little Unicron. Then people are gonna stay, bro.
Oh,
You
bro.
foreshadow the next season, bro. People are gonna want to get geared up, bro.
That is a Destiny moment, bro.
Oh, for real, bro. That's like that's a
Destiny
hook,
moment.
line, and sinker, baby.
I really hope Unicron has like some sort of presence in at least the like main game or the first season to kind of tease him.
Yeah, it
I
needs to
mean,
be a
like I know
tease.
there's like rumors, there's like teases of him being behind the whole Legion assault, but I don't really believe that.
I still think
I feel like
linking
the
it.
Legion are their own like kind of people. They're their own faction. They're not really tied to Unicron.
I mean, given the
I
Kiss
could be wrong.
player's lore implications, it could be. Kiss players, it's so bad, but like
You're not bringing
the
that
idea
back.
is actually low key good. Like Unicron's cells, his blood, the nanites. I still think it's a key string point theory, and I think
'Cause I
it'd
feel like
actually
you can
low
only
key be
go
good.
you can only go for so long in a game like this and not bring in Unicron.
The thing I'm more worried about is he getting fumbled? Like you cannot have him and then fumble him because that'd be the
Yeah.
ultimate level fumble. Right, like you can't do a character like him and just fumble him on the entrance or the lore. Like, you just can't fumble. Period. Like the event has to be like solid storyline and gameplay wise. Like there has to be like juice. Right,
I
I
mean,
guess
what would you do after the season of Unicron, though? Because Unicron's kind of like the biggest threat there is. And I feel like there's not much to do after him that would have the same kind of weight to it.
just revive
I
him.
feel like they'd want to save that for last. He's there at all. The second Unicron boss fight.
Yeah. Starscream attaches his head to Cybertron like the G1 cartoon.
Bro, get out of here.
My. I mean, if they're lazy, they could do that, literally. Quinson start
I know,
reviving
like,
him with a Legion.
have like bring in Lockdown or like Galvatron, people like that. But
We just get like an entirely new enemy type. Maybe they
Yeah.
repurpose the Twisted.
the Twisted could be like a whole new faction they introduce later on.
No, nah, because
revive
the Twisted are what the Legion were called before the Legion. I'm like
Yeah, but
90%
they also look
certain.
completely different and have a completely different name. You could pass them off later on just with a few retouches of like a new faction. You could legit just pass them as whole new people.
Oh yeah, if they took the original designs versus what they are now, like there's only
Yeah.
like slight similarities. They could definitely change that up. But I think like straight up, like if you're talking like refresh content, like just a brand new enemy type. I mean, no different to Destiny.
Yeah.
You had the Legion, Cabal.
I know that's something
the
that like
Vex.
that's something that Marvel's Avengers struggled with was we fought robots for 2 years and we did not get new enemies at all.
Yeah.
People got so sick of fighting the same enemies over and over again.
The thing is, since it's like its own IP continuity wise, since the Legion are like brand new, or at least as far as we know, if they're not connected to like the Kizblade universe, then they could just do whatever. It's basically free game.
Yeah.
We haven't had something like this, like legit, since War for Cybertron. That was
Low-key, I'm glad they're not tied to like most things in the universe.
Yeah, I'm glad it's no
in the
movie
continuities.
tie-in. Movie tie-in's fat garbage. That it would have killed this game. Could you imagine this game was like tied into Rise of the Beasts?
Dude, this one's tied into TF1, baby. Let's go.
My, it'd be so bad. I'm sure there'll be like collab skins, but like, I don't care about
I
collab
do
skins or
hope there are
events.
skins for it though.
I just want the
And,
story
like,
to be
Baver
separate.
skins. I want Baver skins just because I'm a Baver's boy.
Mm-hmm.
Give
I mean,
me Baver's Optimus Prime, bro.
it's all within Hasbro's power, right? Like they own it all outright, so I couldn't
Yeah,
see
it's
why
not like
not.
you gotta collab with a whole new studio to do it.
Yeah.
That's like when people found the Genshin Impact Dark of the Moon Shockwave model in there. Oh my.
Dude, it's linked in by law now.
Bro, it
Genshin
is.
law.
Genshin and TFR
Oh,
collab.
nah, bro. I don't want to hear that.
Genshin and TFR.
Oh, I'm quitting, bro. I don't want Genshin nowhere near Reactivate. Good lord.
Portal opens up and Genshin Impact characters just start flying through.
Oh, I'm uninstalling.
Bro,
I'm
nah.
uninstalling. I ain't having that. Even like with the world partition tech that they implemented with the new Unreal. Could you imagine like Cybertron or like proper like
Dude,
you could have
Cybertron with next gen UE5
you could have like the
textures.
entire like city of like Iacon or Kaon. You could have like
Yeah.
its entirety like fully streamed, like not just levels like they were. Like even though we had like half decent levels in,
It would treat it like a whole new open world.
yeah, they could
kind of.
literally, well, because that's what they're doing with the cities. You've got like the entire
Yeah.
New York City. Why not just have like the entire Iacon or entire like Kaon city? Like it would
Technically,
look
they
so
are
good.
still levels. They're just like enlarged zones from like Destiny.
Yeah, but like it's not like you're being held back by limitations, which like War for Cybertron did back in the day. Right now, you've got like high-end PCs, high-end and like data
Yeah.
streaming SSDs.
So the only thing is, though, what if they still do old gen? Would that kind of mess
Nah,
with it a little bit? Old gen can't handle that, though. Your
true.
PS4 would legit light on fire if you tried to load in Cybertron and TFR.
True, but then again, I mean, First Ascendant did it.
I don't think First Ascendant is really like that. That like, is it really that big of scale as like TFR would be? I never really even played too much First Ascendant, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't played
but
a lot of First Ascendant, but it depends on how zones are fractured in Reactivate. I guess they are like considered larger by like a fair bit. Like quite a bit actually, understanding that.
yeah.
I guess, but like you could do something like I don't know if Division did this where like if you hopped into a zone in a different like segment, so you were crossing like zone borders, you would just end up joining a new server.
Oh,
And
really?
then and then you'd get like data. I mean, that's how like large open world games do it anyway, multiplayer wise. Like when you load into a new zone, you get put in like a new segment or like shard. I know that's how Star Citizen does it. When you enter in a new like a new space, you get put into a new network shard, and then I think they're trying to merge it. That's an entire different tangent, but like TFR, it could be done. It could be done, though I don't think they'd want to.